Hey guys, welcome into another episode of Zillin Talks About Ashes of Creation. I got my buddy with me here, Stakino, otherwise known as Q. If you guys don't know who he is a brand new Ashes creator. I think he's got like 4 videos out, 3 or 4 videos. And we're going to talk a little bit of Ashes today. But before you guys head over to his channel, I do want to tell you 2 things because it's really important that you know these 2 things. One, Q's actually bringing comedy to Ashes content for once. There's not a whole lot of funny, so I do appreciate that. And number 2, I don't know how he's done this. He has like some type of deep fake technology or something, and it makes it look like he's a rapper and he knows how to rap and stuff. We all know it's not true. But just so you know, there's some deep fake technology where he's trying to pretend he can rap and he can't rap.
Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure there are bars in your town that you go visit, but you ain't got bars, is what I'm saying.
Well,
That's what I'm
all
saying.
right. Zillin, do me a favor and I'll wrap this up. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. We're gonna wrap it up. So no, we're gonna talk about 3 topics here on my channel, just like we did last week with the Roar video. After these 3 topics, you'll be able to jump over to Q's channel and watch the 3 topics that are going to be his topics. I'm gonna place those topics, here or there. I don't know. I haven't edited the video yet, but once I get done editing the video, they'll be somewhere on the screen so you can see what the topics are. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the fact that they again did what I said. I made a video when New World launched about the 3 lessons that Steven and the team should learn from New World. And in that video, I described what combat should look like. And it's exactly what they showed off as combat here a few weeks ago. And then also in that video, I talked about how you need to be able to harvest everything. It's so dumb that you're looking for rocks to mine and there's rocks everywhere, but you have to find the one that's glowing in order to mine it. And so they finally did it. They went and made it where you can hit every rock, every tree, every time. And I think that's the best possible thing that they could have done for the gathering in this system, and it adds a little bit of that survival game feel to MMO. So I'm a big fan. Q, what did you think?
I think just as, again, someone as to, who's new to the MMO space, that does a lot for me in terms of like immersion, right? Because now I know just like whenever I load in, I can literally take whatever I want. Literally whatever I want.
Right.
Playing a bit of New World or playing any MMOs, like you said, you're looking for like the glowing rock, you're looking for a certain colored rock or whatever. RuneScape, you're looking for the brown ore or whatever it may. Now you don't even know what color the ores are until you actually tap into it. I think it's a great update. Yeah, I think it's a great system that they put in place for it.
Yeah. So they talked about because one of the problems with a system like that in an MMO is are you going to break the economy with that? Are you going to make where resources are too available? There's too many of them. They're everywhere or whatever. And Steven talked about how you're going to use the wood, the normal wood that comes off of normal trees that are everywhere, and like the normal iron ore and the normal rocks and the things that are like the base level stuff that's everywhere and easy to acquire. You're going to use that to make your foundational item. So you're the bottom base of structure. So, like for example, in a node, maybe in the past they would have, in order to upgrade your node, you would have needed, 1,000 wood and 500 yew wood or some special type of wood. Now maybe it's just 5,000 wood. Like they just increase the amount and just leave it as wood, and it's out there and it's available everywhere. So I think that's a really good way of managing that system. And then as a secondary to that, they made it where it seems like, and we didn't get full details on the system, so it seems like when it comes to mining, there are not going to be ore nodes just on the map. You're going to have to go break open rocks and find if there's ore inside of there. And then there's this whole survey system that I'll cover in another video that's going to tell you where there are, what nodes might have ore inside of them, or maybe even how much ore, or even the quality of the ore or whatever. But so they're doing the same thing. Like you're going to be able to hit every rock, but you're not going to get iron ore out of every single rock. You're going to have to go find it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good system, man.
I think just something like that too. Like it's just something that adds on to the things to do in Vera.
Mm-hmm.
Let's log on tonight and let's break open every rock.
Break open
Because
every rock.
again, right? Because again, it's like, hey, like we can go look for the brown rocks, and like that's kind of easy once you know the spawn areas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Steven mentioned too that like when things respawn, it's not always going to be in the same spot.
Yeah, it's gonna respawn
Right?
elsewhere. Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's so fire too.
Mm-hmm.
Because from my understanding, when again when I would play, or like just playing like New World and some other MMOs, most things most people just camp that one spot. You know what I'm saying? Most people camp that
You get your
one spot.
little, you get your little routine, your little route that you
Yeah.
take, and you just do that
Yeah.
route over and over again. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah. So by the and by the time you finish that route, you wait like another like 5-10 minutes, and you do it all over again, right? So now it's gonna make the adventures that we actually have more meaningful, right? More memorable. Not to be all soft and cuddly, but it's just like it makes it so much cooler.
Yeah, it definitely
makes it
adds to the
worthwhile.
immersion.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm really, 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 really excited about, because right, I know, and I'm not even trying to like cause anything or bring up anything, but I know like PvP is such a big thing and it's a hot topic. So it's like you won't even have people guarding or gatekeeping like certain resources because they respawn in different areas, which is just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like so that in itself, it's like, well, I see this right now. If I don't take it, someone else is going to take it, and it may not even be here again. And I'm sure it will, like throughout time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
after,
Absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
4 through 5 cycles or whatever of it respawning, but it won't respawn there right after it's taken. So I think that's a really, really, really cool system that they implemented.
No, I agree. I was pretty blown away. I was not expecting that. Like, so I actually streamed New World for like the first, I don't know, 5 days before I fell asleep playing New World. Okay, Q. Me sleeping on stream is not exactly entertaining. Okay, so we had to stop. Okay, but like the first 4 hours, like the very first 4 hours of New World, all I did was chop trees. Like, it was so engaging to just go everywhere and hit every tree. Like, there was no tree that I couldn't chop down. I thought it was awesome.
Yo. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. You got it.
I was just gonna say that, like, I really enjoyed that part of it, and I made my video saying this is what Asha should do, and then I had a whole bunch of people come in and tell me it's not possible. I had a friend of mine that I know that he's like, he's worked as a video game developer, and he was telling me all the like technical challenges of doing something like that, and he's saying, hey, that's not, maybe it's possible, but it's not easy, and so I kind of gave it. I said, okay, fine, like, okay, and then they just shocked me. They smacked me across the head with it today.
But this is what I'm saying, man. No, like I'm, and this isn't to disrespect anybody or like we're on the hype train, but we're not thinking realistic in the Ashes realm. In my personal opinion, this is what Steven wants to do. He's like, yo, this is my game, and I'm gonna create the game that I want to create.
Yep.
And a ton of people just happen to want what he wants. And I knew and I don't want to say I knew they were going to do this, but I knew that a lot of people really enjoyed like the gathering system in New World, right? And just kind of like, it was just very aesthetically pleasing and all of those things. And I'm like, all right, they'll probably take that system and enhance it, because that's exactly what Intrepid has been doing.
Yeah,
and thinking all the best systems. Exact. That's actually a bar. I'm gonna start saying that. They're gonna no. That's a bar, Zillin.
See, I got bars. I got bars.
Okay. I never said that. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
But they ashified it. Seriously, coined that. But they ashified it, and just with that gathering system, and now just like applying that throughout the entire world. Man, it just like I'm telling you, man. As soon as I saw it, I got so excited, and just seeing the physics. So I will say I do think it's a little weird that like trees can fall and they don't do damage to players, or whatever. I do think that's a little odd.
I thought about that because I was watching it and I was watching chat, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna hurt players," and I was like, "You just can't." It just there's, they had that whole spiel on the anti-griefing stuff.
Yeah.
Before that, so it's like, I mean, you could troll and grief the hell out of some people with some trees. So I was
follow me this way.
Yeah. I was
Like a
like,
tree just falls.
you can't do that. I would like to. It would be cool, but with that many people, and I just don't see that as realistic. So you have to do what do they call it? The suspension of disbelief. Like you have to just go, okay, I get it.
So, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. So I agree. I do think they shouldn't do it. I just do think it's a little weird because they were like, look at the physics.
Right.
It's hitting the rock.
Right.
It's the pollen's popping up. The snow. It can't hit the people. Right. So yeah, but suspension of belief, like whatever. We're trying to get flying mounts. So I mean, it's not a deal. It's not a deal breaker for me.
Exactly. I've been
just
saying that for
something
years. I'm like, people talk about realism in games where they can shoot fireballs out of their hands.
Bro, yeah, it's like, come on, it's not realistic at all, right?
Right.
It's just being picky. Like I said, it's just something that I noticed, right? Because I was watching it with my chat and they had brought it up, and I was like, oh, I was waiting because like the mobs weren't moving, so I was waiting for like them to chop down a tree and take out a mob, But who knows?
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah, it is all good. So, as a secondary to that system, what they added in was what did they call it? An eco health and land management system.
Yeah.
So they're making it where you, because so for example, in my first 4 hours of New World, all I did was deforest. And it didn't matter how fast I chopped down them trees, they kept growing. And I literally I didn't even have to make a big circle. I just stayed in one little area. Well, they've actually put a system in the game where when you chop down too many trees, the land actually goes barren, and it's going to increase the timer for how long it takes for trees to grow back. They said it could reduce how much return you get when you do chop down trees. It could have other effects. And then on top of that, they have an eco health system or an they called it eco health. The example that they gave was if you overhunt the rabbits in the area, maybe the wolf group in that area would have to like move out because they don't have food to eat on or whatever.
Exactly.
And I have quite a few thoughts on this, so I just want to throw it over to you and see what you think before I go on.
Dude, it's honestly, Steven is actually like upsetting me. He's upsetting me in like the best way because how do you? Ashes at this point is like a villain in like a comic book or like a movie that has thought of everything.
Right.
And you are looking for a weakness and you can't find it. You cannot find one. You can and I'm right, I don't want people to clip this out of like context, but it's like that. That's what it seems like. It seems like Ashes is Thanos right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna chop down all the trees. Okay, well if you do that, like now the squirrels aren't gonna have a home. I'm gonna kill all the rabbits. The wolves aren't gonna have food.
Right.
Like who thinks of this? What? Like the game doesn't have to be this good. Why are you going this hard? But like I said, I'm just excited. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I actually disagree with you.
Okay.
I would argue that with possible exceptions for them doing something that I haven't thought of with the system, that this is a weakness in the system. So,
Respect. Okay.
So 174 years ago, when I used to play this MMO called Ultima Online.
Because you're old, yeah.
Because I'm super old, yeah. So when I used to play Ultima Online, they actually had a system like this. So this idea for this system, it's not new. This existed in the 90s.
Okay. See, I was being born. So.
Yeah. So right. And I was wearing this hairstyle, so it's fine. It's fine. The players like they may have Ashes may have a system that will help the players regulate or mediate this to some degree. And spoiler alert, that system might be one of the topics we're going to talk about on Q's channel here in just a little bit, but they might have systems for that. But in Ultima Online, the players weren't able to regulate that in any way, and so it wreaked absolute havoc on the ecosystem and the resources and all that stuff in the game, and they ended up scrapping the entire program. So while I have a lot of faith in Steven, because he just keeps like you said, it's just like everything he says, I'm just like, he starts talking and I just sit there like I can't help myself.
It's hard to keep up. Yeah.
Right. So maybe he's gonna do something that I haven't thought of, or maybe the system that, like I said, we'll talk about in another segment, will end up mitigating that to some degree. But I would actually be really concerned about the players not understanding what they're doing. Like how many people give a crap if a thing pops up across the screen and says if you're close to deforesting this area? Okay,
Yeah.
I need that tree right now. I need one more
No,
wood and I can make a shield or whatever. So
that is true.
So I'm wondering how they're going to regulate that and what can be done, especially at that early rush. Like on launch day, is every forested area going to become barren because it's 50,000 players trying to get in and play at one time? No, it's just a thought. I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit because it's a system that has existed in the past. So on my last topic. Man, I love Steven, man.
Steven's lit. Steven's lit. Steven is lit.
He went on like a 4-minute rant that wasn't really a rant because it was very well spoken and very soft, and like he didn't like tell some certain content creators that they're really stupid and they need to do some lessons. But he also did tell them that. And on the central premise of his rant was that this game is built on the risk versus reward factor. That's the base of the game, and no matter what changes they may make or not make, that part is not going away. So he basically said, there ain't gonna be no PvE servers. So get that out of your head right now. We're not going to make it where you can turn your PvP flag off and be completely safe in the world. Get that out of your head right now. He didn't say it directly like that. He just said it very indirectly. But I absolutely loved that, whatever it was, like 4 minutes or so. What were you thinking when that was going on?
Listen, I said this in one of my videos. Steven's a gangster. Listen, he's a gangster. Steven, you're a gangster.
Yeah.
Because he in all seriousness, man, he approaches things. Obviously, he has to like save face and keep a certain level of professionalism. But he does these things in such a classy way, right? And again, I know it sounds like it's like you're fawning over Steven, but nah, he approached it how he should have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just like and regardless of like who he was directing it at, I don't even think it was directed at like a person. I think that's for the entire community. It's like, yo, like if you want to play the game, you need to go do more.
It was directed at a person. I know that. Okay, listen. I know that Margaret said, hey, Steven, I know you wanted to talk about PvP and griefing and queued him up for that. But if you listen real closely, what Margaret actually said was, hey, Steven, tell Lucky Ghost he's stupid without telling Lucky Ghost he's stupid. No. Like, that's what Margaret actually said. And then
she didn't say that.
And you just had to listen real close. And then Steven, he went ahead and did that without doing it. I mean, he did exactly what he was asked to do. I think it was aimed directly at someone.
So I will say this. I think whether it be Lucky Ghost, Narc, Asmongold, you, me, whoever, I think we all can always do more research on the game, right? I think a lot of people make claims that, bro, because like I don't understand everything, honestly, like
you don't.
but no, seriously, I think we can always put more. Just like I don't know, man. Just do your research. You know what I'm saying? Just do your research. like when I try to not when I try, but like when I construct videos, I try to be very precise on like where I'm getting my information from, right? Like even if I'm watching one of your videos, I'm like I'm actually gonna go fact check that, and it's not because I don't believe you, but I want to make sure that I'm right because like. I could take something from you and look like an idiot, and you both of us be wrong. But people are under my video calling me an idiot because I trusted in you.
Right.
So
well, you should never do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you should.
Yeah. No.
Like I don't go look at the wiki. I just talk, and if I just make stuff up, whatever, it don't matter. I mean, I'm just saying. Steven's never been in my comments telling me why I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe he like respects his, elders,
Respects his man.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Damn.
But no, man. I think he addresses things very eloquently, and I really do respect that about him, regardless of who it's to.
Sure.
And I respect Steven a ton for making the game that he wants to make,
Hmm.
making the game that he wants to make it, and not swaying. I see a lot of comments, and I don't know how true this is, but I feel like I can kind of understand. A lot of people say that, like, yo, why are we trying to make this game what ruined all the games
All
that
the
we're
other
playing,
games.
right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I haven't played all the games. I don't have all the knowledge on all the games. I do know a little. Like I said, I try to do my research, but like that is a good point if that is true, you
Hmm.
know. But yeah, man, and at the end of the day, right? Like the non-humble side of me wants to be like, dog, like, did you put millions of dollars into this game? No? All right. Like,
Then
yo,
shut
nah,
up.
but like, yo, like it's just like, bro, like, go make your own Ashes of Creation. Go
Hmm.
Ashify it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
this is his game, and you know, people might be like, well, like the fans, this, that, and the third. Listen, Steven is a smart man. He
Hmm.
says this game is not going to be for everybody, and
Hmm.
he reiterates that so much.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think they've calculated those risks. I will say, and it's funny because I was actually going to say this in one of my upcoming videos, but I mean, I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Exclusive. Exclusive. Zillagers.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
But what I will say is like, yo, like Ashes doesn't like, bro, we don't have to have 20 million concurrent players.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If Steven and the people at Intrepid Studios, first of all, if he can continue to pay everybody, the game's in a healthy spot, everyone's happy, it's making money, and if that can be done with 150K concurrent, 80 concurrent, 20, whatever it may, I
Whatever
don't know
their
the
number
number.
is. Right.
That's what I'm saying. Then what's the issue?
Hmm.
You know, I think people are really just like bent on like I want this to be for me. Like I said this in Vladis's video when we did our one-on-one. Like, bro, like I'm new to MMOs. I don't PvP in MMOs. When I played RuneScape as a kid, I real deal was scared to go into the wilderness because I didn't know how to play.
Right.
I didn't know how to play. You know what I'm saying? Never really. I did some PvP in the world, but not too much.
Right.
But like I'm an Ashes creator. I'm literally a creator for Ashes, so
Right.
I'm going into this knowing like, yo, like I really might get rocked.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
what does that tell me? I either have to get good or don't play.
Right.
And I want to get good, and that's why I spend a lot of my time. Like I'm trying to watch the updates. I'm trying to be in the, stay on the wiki and trying to like learn as much as I can.
Yep.
Yeah, so just trying to like learn about my class, and I don't know, man. I don't want to deteriorate from the game. I want to appreciate the game for what it is.
Right.
And that's just kind of how I look at
Right.
things. A
Right.
lot of the games that like came out, that like some of my favorite series, I appreciate them for what they are. I don't want to change it into something, right?
Hmm.
Not to get too deep, and I know I'm talking a lot, but like think of it like this: you have a spouse, you have a child, you have a friend. If you're consistently trying to change that person into something you want them to be,
Hmm.
do you really appreciate that person? That's just how I look at it. People might
Right.
say like you're an idiot,
Right.
but no, that's how I really look at it. I really want this is how you intend the game to be. All right, I'm gonna do my best. If I want to be here, I am gonna do my best to appreciate it for what it is. And I'm sure listen, I'm sure there are gonna be systems that I don't like. I'm sure I am gonna get my mouth knocked in. I'm gonna get
Hmm.
clapped, all that MPV. I'm sure of it.
I'm plotting it already.
This guy. But no, but I really do just like want to appreciate Ashes for what it is. And
Yeah.
and again, it's what I say, and it's what I said. Ashes is
Hmm.
bigger. It's bigger than just Ashes. And I
Right.
really want to be a part of that and appreciate it. So rant over.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. So that's going to be it. That's my three topics. So just like in the other videos that I've done in this style, yeah, there'll be a link in the description over to Q's channel. Go over there, watch the other three topics. It's going to be the same format, same thing, just his topics. Make sure you subscribe to his channel because he's dropping really funny content pretty much every week. And that's and fake raps, funny content and fake raps. If that's what you're looking for, Q's your guy. That's
Let's
all.
get you in bed. Come on, let's get you in bed.
Oh no, it's 8:45. I got 15 more minutes before I can stay up. It'll be fine. All right, guys, that's all I have for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.